Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man.
Hello, Disc Golf Answer Man.
Wow.
This is Jake from Southern California. I listen to you frequently, and I appreciate all you do for the sport. So if I consider all the holes on my home course that I've birdied 3 or more times, I figure I have the potential to shoot around a 13 under par. I chose 3 or more times arbitrarily, but I think that if I've birdied these holes at least 3 times, then they are less likely to be flukes. The problem is the best round I have ever thrown is a 4 under par. I'm sure many other players, struggle with consistently hitting my lines or my angles each time I play, especially off the drive. I feel pretty good about most of my upshots, and lately I've been feeling pretty good about my putting as well. But the drive specifically gives me a lot of trouble. I know I have the potential to shoot a very good round, but I cannot seem to maintain good consistency. Besides simply playing or practicing more, are there any tips, tricks, or drills you can suggest that would help me to improve my consistency? I certainly don't mean to imply that playing or practicing is not important, but sometimes I think that playing poorly a lot may just reinforce my poor playing habits. Thanks for fielding my question, and I look forward to your advice.
What do you think?
As far as tips,
Sure.
on consistency is the hardest part because, I mean, you can be consistently bad. It's still consistent, but
Nailed it.
but getting out, honestly, for me personally, and I obviously usually just speak on my own personal preference or what I'm used to on a course, tournament wise, what I do practice wise. I'll take time off if my consistency is lacking. I will take a couple days off and then get out to the practice field more than anything. I'm lucky because I live in Emporia where I can actually go to the disc golf course and practice as opposed to a lot of places. You can't necessarily do that because of how popular it is, how, maybe they only have one course in town and there's always people there. We have the luxury of going to the Jones East and being the only one on the course.
And it's awesome.
And it is awesome. So I'll go to just a random hole. Like hole 1 is a great hole for me to practice hitting my lines because there's a gap you got to hit right off the tee. Yep. And that's how I work on my consistency and consistent release angles and all that. Just a wide open field works as well. I personally like having something that I can throw at or throw through as far as gap goes.
So you get instant feedback from that.
Yeah, exactly. You sure do. I don't really know that there's any like true tips. I mean, sure, there's things you can do in the field to go out and work on certain things, but there's not one particular thing that I can tell you that
like do this and you'll be consistent.
Do this and you're going to be consistent. Consistency is just a matter of having good form, and having good releases and playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, I suppose, is one way to say it. But
for sure, I think you hit the nail on the head. You don't like. Good consistency comes with improving. That's all there really is to it. So getting in the field is super important. Obviously,
it's the worst. It's the worst thing too. I'll admit it. To me, it's not fun to go to a field.
I do not love field work.
No, it is not fun. But that's why the word work is in it.
Yeah,
because it's field work.
Yeah, like this is practice. This is not like when I go out to play a course. It's almost always for fun. It's like when I was playing sports growing up, like I'm getting to play a game now, but when you're practicing, it's not as fun, but that's what it takes to get better. And, for when you're playing those rounds and you think you could, if you birdied everything that you shot that you've gotten before 3 times and you could shoot 13, don't think about your score while you're playing.
Absolutely.
What I really like to do is just throw my shot, make my putt, miss my putt, whatever it is, and go to the next hole. And I'll go back and count up afterwards. If I play all my first shots, or if I have, sometimes Eric will keep UDisc for us. Sometimes I keep it for myself too, but I try not to pay attention to the overall score on there. Just put in the number and move on. And that helps me to not worry about if I'm, doing something like really awesome. Like maybe I'm sitting at 8 under with 3 holes to go. I might think, if I just
know it, you'll know that you're killing it.
Sure,
that you're playing well.
Exactly.
And like Robert mentioned, don't go off of holes I've birdied, so this is my expectation. I mean, going off that expectation,
then
every time I go to
you should
East,
shoot 18 under every time.
Well, more than
maybe
that,
more,
because I eagle out there occasionally. So just keep score out of the picture and just concentrate on throwing shots.
Yep, 100%.